Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by NC 34th Air Force Junior ROTC and the playing of the national anthem by the E.E. Smith Symphonic Band under the direction of Mr. Roosevelt Pratt Jr. You may now be seated. Good morning to all family, friends, distinguished guests, members of the Cumberland County Board of Education, and the class of 2023. I am Brianna Tillman, the 2022-2023 Student Body President. It is an honor and a pleasure for me to stand before you and welcome you to the E. Smith High School Commencement Ceremony, where we celebrate the accomplishments of all the graduating seniors sitting before us today. So again, on behalf of all the seniors graduating today, welcome. We will now have introductory remarks by our principal, Mr. Larry Parker, Jr.
Good morning. On behalf of the faculty and staff at E.E. Smith High School, we welcome you. Today is truly a great day, a day to celebrate as we recognize the accomplishments of the young men and women before us. First, I would like to introduce our honored guests joining us here on the stage today. We would ask that you please stand and be recognized. Superintendent of Cumberland County Schools, Dr. Marvin Conley, Jr. Members of the Cumberland County Board of Education are Deanna Jones, Board Chair, Jacqueline Brown, Board Member, Alicia Chisholm, Board Member, Donna Van, Board Member, Susan Williams, Board Member. Representing the Superintendent's Cabinet, Dr. Melody Chalmers McLean, Associate Superintendent of Student Support Services, Kevin Coleman, Associate Superintendent, Auxiliary Services, Dr. Jane Fields, Associate Superintendent, School Support Services, Dr. Balada Hill, Chief Academic Officer. Ruben Reyes, Associate Superintendent, Human Resources. Nick Soika, Board Attorney. Jay Tolan, Associate Superintendent, Business Operations. Dr. Lindsay Whitley, Associate Superintendent of Communications and Community Engagement. Dr. Christine Catalano, Assistant Superintendent, K-12 Curriculum and Instruction. Dr. Tanjay Robertson, Area Superintendent, School Support Services. Representing E.E. Smith High School, Assistant Principal, Jessica Black. English teacher, Latanja Council. Class of 2023 valedictorian, J.C. McCormick. Class of 2023 salutatorian, Annaluz Palacios Lopez. Third honor graduate, Deontay Mathis. Thank you. In order to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to hear all aspects of today's ceremony, and for those who may be watching from abroad, when we begin calling names, we ask that you quietly stand when you hear your graduate's name called. We respectfully ask that all of our guests refrain from whistling, calling out, or applauding, as it detracts from the dignity of this solemn occasion, and we want everyone to be able to hear the graduate's name called. Now, I know today is more than just a special day. It is the day. The day you as families celebrate the culmination of all of the early mornings, yelling, getting up at least 4 to 5 times before pulling the blankets off of them to get ready for school. Or waiting at bus stops at sometimes long, cold, and rainy mornings. Or in car rider lines that wrap around the building parking lot into the street. And I know as you sit in your seats today, you're reflecting on all the award day ceremonies, the EOG and EOC nights, open houses, parent-teacher conferences, and all of those after-school activities. And just for a moment, you think to yourself, if I could have back every dollar I spent on them since kindergarten, I'd be a millionaire right now. And you may be saying to yourself, Mr. Parker, I hear you, but you just don't understand. I have a shout down on the inside of me that has to get out. Well, this is the final opportunity for the class of 2023 of E.E. Smith to leave an indelible mark on the history and traditions of our school. So in order to have a perfect graduation ceremony, as well as let your graduates know how much you love them and are proud of them, we're going to give you 15 seconds to shout, yell, and scream to the rafters for your graduates before we get started. And when we ask them to stand. Class of 2023, please stand. Thank you. Today is an event that evokes different feelings and emotions and excitement and anticipation of beginning a new phase of life. On Saturday, we learned that one of our graduates who is watching today from UNC Hospital, Miracle Jeffers, was in an accident. She's doing okay, she's healing, she's recovering. And Miracle, if you're watching, we love you. We appreciate all that you did all this year. Get well soon. In anticipation of beginning a new phase in life, sadness in leaving a place that has nurtured you for years, sometimes trepidation in contemplating what lies ahead. For some, there will be regret for what could have been. And for others, joy and satisfaction for what has been achieved. Regardless of how you're feeling, you've been influenced by your time at E.E. Smith. The person you are today is to a significant degree the result of all of your interactions with the students and staff at E.E. Smith and the experiences you've shared. You've probably been asked many times, at least enough times to find it annoying, what are you gonna do when you leave school? And when I ask that question, I'm sure your mind turns to what type of further education you will apply for, or what job you want, or whether to have the nowadays popular gap year. And I'm sure you've received a great deal of very sensible, though no doubt often unsolicited, advice. Which courses should you take? What universities you should apply for? Jobs that you should pursue that guarantee employment. And I believe you should listen respectfully to this advice. But remember, this is your life. You're the one who must live it, and you're the one who must make the choices that will bring you true happiness. We live in a society that's constantly seeking the secrets to true happiness. At times, it almost seems like an obsession. Don't get me wrong, happiness is important, but I believe it is just a byproduct of something else. And that something else, I believe, is to contribute to our communities in positive ways. We may not always be able to get into the courses we desire, or the universities we dream of attending, or find the job that never seems like work, or marry that one true love, or earn money to never want for any material thing. But we can always find ways to help and support and care for others. When any principal prepares for a graduation speech, they're expected to impart some sage wisdom. And I'm sure you would expect me to talk about the importance of lifelong learning, hard work, and always doing your best. But I know that you don't need me to repeat the things you've heard from me many times. But instead, in closing, I'm going to share 10 thoughts with you that the 18-year-old me would have benefited from knowing. Number one, don't underestimate kindness. It is a gift you can give to others. It's totally free. And this brings great joy to those receivers and to the giver. Number two, enjoy your successes, but avoid arrogance. Remember that you are one of 8 billion people in an ever-expanding universe. Number three, most people are too worried about themselves to be worried about the mistakes you will make or embarrassing situations you have or will be in, so don't dwell on them. Number four, surround yourself with and learn from good mentors. If you can't find any living ones, turn to those who've gone on before us, who've lived exemplary lives. The history books are full of them. Number five, the grass is greener where you water it. Think about that. Mind blowing. Number six, don't be too proud to apologize, period. Number seven, positive relationships are at the heart of most successes in life, so invest in them. Number eight, don't get a credit card until you actually know how to use one. Amen. Number nine, accept that life sometimes isn't fair. There's very little you're entitled to. Some failure will usually be experienced along the pathway to success. And number 10, if you can only remember one of these, I'd go with number one. I wish you all the very best with this exciting new phase of your life. Look back with fondness the time you've spent at E.E. Smith and know that you will always be welcome. And remember, if no one else has told you they loved you today, remember Mr. Parker truly loves you. I do, from the bottom of my heart. Go make it an amazing life from the very best school in Cumberland County, E.E. Smith, home of the Golden Bulls. And everyone said, go Golden Bulls. At this time, I'm proud to introduce our distinguished graduates who have demonstrated academic excellence and commitment to our scholarly achievement during their academic career. They will deliver 3 commencement addresses focused on our school motto, born of need, destined to serve, and striving to excel. Our first speaker is third honor graduate Deontay Mathis. He is the son of Octavia Powell and Dabrowski Mathis. He will be attending Fayetteville State University, where he will major in computer science.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, faculty, parents, distinguished guests, and the remarkable graduating class of 2023. I want to welcome and thank you all for waking up and being here today to celebrate our graduation. Our class has done some amazing things throughout their 4 years of high school. Each one of us sitting here today has a story, a journey that has led us to this very moment. We have faced obstacles, challenges, or circumstances that required us to rise above and defy expectations. We are a class that is born of need and destined for greatness through the coming hardships. We are driven by an inner flame that gives us motivation and determination in desperate moments. But in these trying times, we need to reconnect with one another. That is the greatest need we have in 2023. The need to close the gaps that threaten to separate us from one another. Our legacy at Smith is one of born of need for the education, but more importantly, community. When we say we are Golden Bulls, what does that really mean? Being a Golden Bull is more than just being a student at E.E. Smith. It is being someone who excels, someone who strives, and someone who responds to the call of being needed. A Golden Bull is someone who was born of need to help rebuild and reconnect the world that was lost to us during the 2020 pandemic. We know what it means to struggle, to face adversity, and to fight for our dreams. Our need has shaped our character, instilled in us a resilience that refuses to accept defeat. Our class has fought tooth and nail to get through the obstacles presented before us. Whether it was the pandemic, financial issues, or family struggles, we have persevered through it all. In order to stand here today and celebrate our graduation, I would like to take this opportunity to thank not only my family and friends, but my teachers who have helped me along the way. Thank you to all of my math teachers, my English teachers, and my CTE teachers, and thank you to all of my science teachers. These are the people who have helped me prepare for college. I want to give special thanks to my mom and dad. He isn't with us, but when he was, I looked up to him. I enjoyed the time I spent with him and wish I could have had a little more. Nonetheless, even being apart, he made time and took care of me. I aspire to be like him, but better. So thank you, Dad, and rest well. My mom has been with me there since the beginning and has stuck with me through it all. So did my grandmother. Without her, I would not be the person I am today. She has taught me to be kind, proud of who I am, taught me to be kind, responsible, to work smart and hard. So thank you, Octavia Powell, for being my mother and helping me through my life. I'll remember it. I love you, Ma. So to my fellow classmates, as we move forward into our new future, let us not forget the bonds and memories we have. And most importantly, the ones who have helped us become who we are. That is, the class of 2023. And to any obstacle that stands in our way, we are here. We are waiting. Thank you, and go Golden Bulls. Our next speaker is salutatorian Annalise Palacios Lopez. She's the daughter of Violeta and Martin Palacios. She will be attending Methodist University, where she will major in healthcare biology.
Good morning, faculty, staff, family, friends, and of course, my fellow graduates. I stand before you today with a heavy heart as we gather to commemorate a bittersweet milestone in our lives. In the midst of our anticipation, let us not forget to pause and reflect upon the cherished memories we have made together. Each and every one of us, with our unique talents and abilities, is destined to serve. It's a calling that goes beyond the boundaries of E.E. Smith. It's a reminder that our purpose extends far beyond personal achievements. Serving our communities by volunteering at local organizations, shelters, or community centers has allowed us to uplift those in need. From the countless hours we've spent serving and the challenges we've overcome, we have been preparing ourselves for a life of service. We have the power to make a positive impact, to contribute to the well-being of our communities, and to create a better world. Being destined to serve is not limited to a single path or a set of actions. It is a willingness to put others before ourselves and to make a positive difference in the lives of those around us. It can be found in the small acts of life, such as offering a listening ear to a friend in distress, or extending a helping hand to a person in need. In the spirit of being destined to serve, I am reminded of the ways our community acknowledges and celebrates those who dedicate their time and efforts to making a difference. The recognition of service through the presentation of a volunteer cord acts as a symbol of honor, representing the countless hours invested in selflessly serving others. To those who wear that volunteer cord with pride, remember that it represents not only your individual commitment, but also the collective power of a community. Today, we come together not only to celebrate our accomplishments, but also to acknowledge the passing of an era. As we don our caps and gowns, we are acutely aware that this chapter of our lives is drawing to a close. I would like to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to those who have supported this incredible journey. First, I offer my heartfelt gratitude to all the staff and teachers. Throughout our time here, you have not only imparted knowledge and academic guidance, but have also been mentors, supporters, and inspirations to us. Your dedication, passion, and commitment to our education have shaped us into the individuals we are today. On behalf of the entire graduating class, I want to express our deepest appreciation for your tireless efforts and belief in our potential. To the friends that have been the unwavering constants in my life, though our paths may diverge, distance nor time can diminish the bond we share. You've seen me at my best and my worst, and yet never wavered in cheering me on and lifting me up. You've taught me the true meaning of friendship, and for that I am forever grateful. To my siblings, as I stand here today, I am reminded of the four of you for the times you've had to listen to my insufferable conversations. Through every stage of my life, you have been my guiding lights and my unwavering support. In the darkest of times, it was your reassuring presence that provided solace. Though we have had our ups and downs, they brought us closer and given us stories to laugh about. We find ourselves standing at a crossroad, facing the reality that our journeys must now unfold separately. And while parting ways fills me with a profound sadness, I take comfort in the cherished memories we created. Finalmente, Violeta y Martín, mis queridos padres, sus sacrificios, soporte incondicional y crianza en mí han sido la fuerza impulsora detrás de mis logros. Me han enseñado los valores de integridad y compasión, y estoy eternamente agradecido por las lecciones que me han impartido. No siempre lo expreso muchas veces como debería, pero por favor sepan que los amo por todo lo que han hecho y siguen haciendo por mí. Su apoyo incondicional y amor me han dado la confianza para perseguir mis sueños y el valor para superar cualquier obstáculo que se presente en mi camino. As a class, we have entered this chapter as wide-eyed individuals, unsure of what the future held. But through the years, we have grown, learned, and discovered our true paths in life. Class of 2023, we are destined for greatness. Let us go forth and serve with compassion and a commitment to making a positive impact. Congratulations, my fellow graduates, for persevering through these last 4 years and making it an unforgettable journey. Our next speaker is valedictorian J.C. McCormick. She's the daughter of Kanisha and Omar Dooner and will be attending Fayetteville State University, where she will major in nursing.
Good morning to my fellow graduates, families, administrators, and board members. As a freshman coming into E.E. Smith High School, one of my biggest goals was to one day become valedictorian. Well, girl, you did it. As I picture this moment, I always kept our school's motto in mind: born of need, destined to serve, and striving to excel. As a Golden Bull, we are constantly reminded to keep pressing, to reach goals viewed as unreachable, beat the odds, and change the perception placed upon us. Merriam-Webster's definition of striving to excel is to make strenuous efforts to achieve a goal. People often focus on the end goal instead of taking time to value the process. See, striving to excel means accepting everything that comes with this challenge, including mistakes. Taking those mistakes and turning them into lessons Replacing those tears with a smile and being open to change when it's put forth is another part of that process. This morning, I'm going to share my definition of striving to excel with the hope of touching one, if not all of you. 2,520 days of school, and I've only missed 31. I used to question my mom about why she made me go to school every day. Of course, without receiving an explanation, I would receive the same answer every night. JC, good night. This, I didn't know then, but then I recognized later, was her instilling in me the importance of being present and accountable. The first step to excelling is showing up. The next step is finding your why. Find what motivates you, what inspires you to go harder each and every day. Just for a moment, I want to paint a picture of this 10-year-old girl in 1950 who enjoyed school, but one day she was told she could no longer attend. She had to stay home and help the family, so she was put in fields to pick cotton from sunup to sundown and hand over the 35 cents an hour to her mother. This little girl, when playing with her friends and talking about their future and vision for herself, to one day have a dozen kids, yes, I said a dozen, and to own her own television. She will grow to become an adult and have kids of her own, 11, not 12, and own her own home and television. The one thing that was taken away from her, she instilled to her kids that they all had to obtain a high school diploma. You see, that 10-year-old little girl was my grandmother, who is 83, and she's sitting in this arena today. When she shared her story with me for an English 2 assignment, it would change the trajectory of how I viewed life. Grandma, I am so proud of you. My peers, today I challenge you to dig deep and to find your why. Lastly, in striving to excel, you must take time to rest. You see, this is something that is often overlooked because we feel like there's a million and one things we have to do at once. Give yourself time to do whatever it is that brings you peace. Whether it's taking a 10-hour nap, as I would, spending time with those who bring you joy, or hobbies that bring you relaxation, take time to do just that. Never lose yourself too deep in your dreams that you forget to enjoy the process. This is something I had to learn. I push myself each and every day to work harder than the day before. Seeing my mom, an educator, work as hard as she does each and every day became my reminder to rest. I can never recall her not always being there cheering on not only me, but you all as well. Mom, when God made you my mother, he knew who I need. When he picked you from the others, Kenesha Dooner, he could already see that you would be my hero and everything I want to be. To Dad, Omar, my sisters, Lorna and Jenna, and my family, thank you for always being here for me. Thank you to all my teachers and counselors for all your time and dedication to the profession. You are a valuable piece of our puzzle. It's for this moment that all of my peers and I are able to reach today, our graduation. E. Smith High School will forever be a part of who I am. To my friend group, thank you for being a part of the reason I smile. As we leave here today, approaching different walks of life, please remember that we are not just the class of 2023, but we are a family. My senior quote was, "Like a butterfly, her wings unfolded." My fellow classmates, it's time for your wings to unfold. Go forth and do great things, for greatness resides in all of you. Remember to show up, find your why, and rest along the way. Make every day count. Congratulations, class of 2023. We did it. Thank you. We will now have a selection by the E. Smith Golden Singers, led by Miss Monique McLeod.
to take the time to let love grow.
Don't ignore the sands of time. Just let a little love in yours and mine. Friends come and friends will go. The ones that last a lifetime savor so. Life flows on so sublime, but only if we stop and take some time. Every season, listen to the rhythm of the earth and sky. The rhyme and the reason of living in today while thinking of tomorrow. Days pass and nights unfold. The innocence of youth becomes the wisdom of the old. We must remember love and once again we learn to live a life we love. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. McLeod and the Golden Singers for that inspirational selection. It is customary that 2 distinguished awards be presented annually at the E.E. Smith High School commencement exercises. The E.E. Miller Leadership Award is given in honor of the late E.E. Miller, who served as an outstanding principal of the school of E.E. Smith High School for 35 years. The recipient of this award is selected by faculty vote. It is awarded to 2 members of the senior class who've demonstrated the most outstanding leadership to the school. Recipients of this award are Shamar Curry and Brianna Tillman. The Cora L. Thompson Challenge Cup is presented in honor of the former guidance counselor who dedicated and her loyalty resulted in the annual presentation of this award. This recipient was also decided by faculty vote. This year's recipient has demonstrated loyalty and dedication to E.E. Smith on a consistent basis. The recipient is Reginald Bilbrey. At this time, the Statanja Council will present the graduates of the class of 2023. Again, we ask you to quietly stand when you hear your graduate's name called. Please hold all applause till the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2023. Jeremy Scott Adams. Jamela Ama Antoinette Amaya. Tanavia Keziah Armstrong. Enila Myamber Sade Avery. Alexander Jackson Onitemi Owayomi. Sebastian Ayala Bueno. Cameron Kai Bacote. Taylon Nicholas Amonte Bailey. Cameron Baker. Amira Lachey Bennett. Caden Santiago Bennett. Alasia Bethay. Reginald Zedekiah Bilbrey. Mariah Alani Bishop. Kendrick Khalil Brian Blackwell. Stephanie Bolivar. Erica Love Bordeaux. Ida Xavier Browder. Christopher Antonio Brown. Malik Jordan Brown. Malik Nehemiah Brunson. Serenity Janae Bowie. Christopher Savalas Busby. Isaiah Rojan Calhoun. Melissa Marie Carlisle. Lexa Case. Malachi Deshaun Chapman. Janila Anel Charleswell Evans. Tyra Elise Cheek. Haley Abigail Cheney. Jameer Amari Crisp. Jakir Clark. Kenneth Richard Clark. Nyasia Cerie Clark. Santino Levon Delante Clark. Breon Shanice Cole. Cassius Coleman. Zymir LaShawn Cooper. Imani Nicole Council. Jenny Elizabeth Crespo. Derek Cruz. Joshua Cruz. Shamar A.C. Curry. Noah Lee Dalton. Dwayne Marquise Davis. Jarrell Nasir Davis. Tyvon Davis. Nohe Alani Sharteria Lanique Day. Kivana Jocelyn DeBerry. Sierra Lachey Dixon. Indiana Marie Dupree. Jamisha Danae Dudley. Montrell Dugar. Ariana Sanae Eason. Terrence Edward Ellison. John Dale Miguel Figueroa Torres. Mikhail Alexander Fisher. Riley Austin Fitzwater. Joshua Francis. Seth Devon Franklin. David Anthony Fryer. Hope Lynn Fryer. James Sean Michael Fulton. Travis Dakota Gabri. Jelani Lee Gaddy. Mackenzie Elena Garcia. Christian Morel Godwin. Carla Amber Gonzalez. Alea Tiara Graham. Xaviera Denali Graham. Ashari Trishelle Green. Malachi Savion Gradine. Elijah Guevara. Anaya Nicole Paris Hall. Jordan Anthony Hancock. Kayla Monique Hampton. Braxton Hanson. Adonis Hawley. Brajan Jeremiah Henderson. Amir Jaden Hendricks. James Thomas Henry. Kiana Monet Henry. Layla Nicole Hickman. Davon Lamar Hill. Austin Thomas Hornsby. Amaya LaQuavia Hunt. Arabia Emerald Jackson, Isaiah Xavier Jackson, Joseph C. Jacob, Miracle Zipporah Jeffers, Trinity Michelle Jennings, Gabriel Robert Jess, Cassidy Johnson, Destiny Sine Johnson, Renaya Lachey Johnson, Alicia Kayla Joseph, Armani Maya Key, Imani Leanne Key, Dominic Kunsap, Felina Kunsap, Trenton Christopher King, Joshua King Johnson, Brandon Tripp Klinger, Stephen Joseph Lattimore, Duran Martavius Leonard, Sarai Crystal Lisaraso, LaQuinn Lamone Mack, Gia Kiera Manning, Charles Thorpe Martin, Deontay Trevon Mathis, Yura Lorraine McAllister, Evelise Grace McLean, JC Amaya Hattie McCormick, Corey Demetrius Lennis McCoy, Kiana Johan Denise McCoy, Denasia Marie McDougall, Imani Zakia Cherie McDougall, Zamia Micaiah Danae McLean, Matthew Josiah McMillan, Zai McMillan, Keyshawn Xavier McNair, Aaron Antoine Miller, Brittany Moore, Nichelle Cheyenne Moore, Valencia Mikhail Moore, Davion Murphy, Kishiana Danielle Sky Murphy, Michaela Nevaeh Murphy, Michael Lamont Nern II, Marquino Darren Nesbith, Joseph Timothy Newman, London Tyrone Newton, Cheyenne Elizabeth Nooney, Shatha Faisal Olaya, Amonte Dimir Owens, Amari Cameron Owens, Jamarian Wanye Owens, Shania Sherlisa Mikola Page, Annalise Jolette Palacios Lopez, Desaria Shamil Patton, Kennedy Denaim Perez Hernandez, Kylie Powell, Jessica Eloise Rainey, Kylie Amari Ray, Caden Riley, Delitas Daneth Rivera Sanchez, Khadijah Samia Rogers, Treasure Unique Solaz Divine Rose Richardson, Jamil Santana Hernandez, Caden J. Schilling, Indigo Anastasia G. Scott, James Ellis Scott, Monica Sharice Shaw, Isaiah Seiler, Marquise Pierre Simone Sims Jr., Christopher Skinner, Amaria Denise Smith, Joshua Deshaun Smith, Tiana Ari Smith, Ariana Tanel Spencer, Janaya Labrie Spencer, Anye Stevens Lewis, Beatrice Strelo, Derek Allen Strickland III, Travis Llewellyn Stroud Jr., Deshaun Christopher Sultan, Seth Sumter, Mazel LaShawn Teasley, Brianna Lene Tillman, John David Vanderpool, Kamani Najee Vega, Damian Rodney Villalobos, Kiera Monique Vincent, Ethan Alexander Wallace, Jaquan Malik Watson, Logan Olivia Weaver, Dylan Ray Wells, Chief Shantarion West, Skylar Latrice White, Nasir Dylan Whitfield, Jamila Aaliyah Williams, Justin C. Williams, Kennedy Asani Williams, Ratisa Erlene Williams, Cameron Willis, Anaya Renee Willoughby, Araya Janae Willoughby, Devin Isaac Wolf, Anijah Worley, Neasia Young, Shanae Diamond Russell Nern.
By the power vested in me by the Cumberland County Board of Education and Superintendent Dr. Marvin Connolly Jr., I now pronounce you the class of 2023. Graduates, you may turn your tassels.
Please stand for the recessional of the class of 2023.